What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and to another WNBA video. We only got one game on the slate for Saturday, June 28th, but we're going to break down and analyze that game. I'm going to talk about which way that I'm leaning as far as the points and the spread, and when it's all said and done, make sure you check down there into the pinned comment. You're going to find a link down there that's going to send you over to the Guy Boston Sports website. It's where all of my final plays for this game is going to live for free. Before we dive into this game, let's go ahead and jump back to Thursday's plays, what we took and how that ended up going down. You can see over here on the Guy Boston Sports recap, on our recap of our final plays, we ended up going 2-2. It's another 500 night, man. So many of those here in the WNBA to open up the year. We took the Mystics plus 9.5, put a half unit on that one. It cashes, they win outright. Now, the next plays here, I probably wouldn't have gone in this direction. I probably would have took this Rakia Jackson under 14.5 points still, which she does cash, but on the hook, she lands right at 14 points. But I don't think I would have put this Aaliyah Boston over 14.5, and I wouldn't put this Fever parlay in that we did, the Fever money line plus the alternate total under 177.5. I would not have played these had I known that Caitlin Clark was not going to be in. Was another one of these late scratches here in the WNBA, and it's now looking like this is going to be something that keeps her out for a few games. So that definitely, played into my Aaliyah Boston look here for the points. Caitlin has been struggling on the offensive end. The points got to come from somewhere, and Aaliyah Boston is the biggest positive benefactor of having Caitlin Clark out there. She just thrives in that pick and roll, and teams just have a hell of a time trying to defend it. So it's kind of where I was sitting with this one, and she's had good numbers up against the Sparks going into this game. I think she landed at 12 points. She kind of had a little bit of a push there at the end in the fourth quarter where it looked like, okay, maybe we can get up over this 14.5. Not quite right. And then the Fever just kind of fell apart late in the game, man. You know what I mean? They do end up well up under this number, that 177.5, well up underneath of there. But they do lose that game, I believe, by 10. So 2-2 on the night. Like I said, guys, it's another 500 night, man. We look to have a winning night tonight, man. It's been a struggle to have some back-to-back winning nights here in the W to open up the year. We'll have a good night, and then we'll have a bunch of 500 nights followed by a couple just really horrible nights, right? It's been tough. It's been brutal, man, at times, but gonna keep my head down, gonna keep pushing, gonna stay true to how I have done things all of this time, and I know eventually it's gonna turn around, man. I know it will. But being patient and waiting for that turn, it's getting hard. It's getting a little frustrating, not gonna lie. But hey, let's go ahead and dive into this one game here. Let's hope that we have a great night here tonight, guys. If you can smash that like button down there for me and hit subscribe if you have not already. Let's go ahead and dive into the mix, man. We got the Washington Mystics taking on the Dallas Wings. Mystics are going to be laying 2.5 in this one on the road with a total sitting at 164.5. It's going to be an 8 p.m. tip-off time for this one. Wings are going to come into this one on a back-to-back. Now, in that regard, before we dive into this game, I am recording this video before the game with the Fever tips off on Friday night, so we're not going to know the results for that one and the stats and the data that we go over here in this video. It's going to be before that game concludes, so it's not going to include anything from those results, obviously. But, I am heading out of town for the weekend right after I finish this video, actually, so might not have a video out tomorrow night for Sunday slate as well. I'm going to try hard to make that happen. But I'm just not really sure how the Airbnb is set up that we're going to. I'm going with family as well, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have a space that I can really break away to that's going to be quiet enough for me to make a video. But if not, I will post that on the YouTube channel that we won't have any video, and I'll probably still put a link on there over to the Guy Boston Sports website and throw any kind of plays that I'm looking at for Sunday over there. I wanted to get it out early as opposed to nothing at all, and I still think that we can get a good read on this matchup regardless. Both of these teams have been playing some pretty good ball as of late. The Wings have won 3 of 4 heading into the match with the Fever on Friday. That includes a 9-point win over the impressive Valkyries team and a 13-point win over the Dream their last time out as well. So the Mystics on their end, they've won 4 of their last 5. Their only loss in that span has come to that Dream team in Atlanta by just 1 point. This is a revenge spot for these Wings. These two met just this past Sunday, and it was a battle, man. We saw the Mystics jump out to a 27-14 lead after one, but then the Wings outscored Washington by 18 in the second quarter, and they took a 7-point lead into the fourth. Mystics stormed back, man. They held a late lead. Sony made 1 of 2 free throws that would have put the game away right, but that gave them a 3-point lead with 15 seconds to play. That opened up the door for Paige Beckers to hit a game-tying 3, sent the game to overtime. Then Sony avenged that mishap at the line, man. She hit a game-winning 3 in that one to close out overtime and secure the dub. The Mystics crushed Dallas in the paint in that one, man, 36-22. It does make sense. On the year, Washington is sitting at fourth for points scored from the paint. Dallas sits at a middle of the pack sixth for points allowed from the paint, but they are without their bigs. McCowan and Geiselsalder still. Both of them are away for EuroLeague action. Alyssa Smith started at center that last matchup, and the Wings were definitely undersized, taking on the likes of Shakira Austin and also Kiki Iriafen down in the posts. They have brought in Lee Uru. She played for the Sparks last season. She was there that first matchup, right? But she did just recently move into the starting lineup, pulled down 15 rebounds in the process as well. So I do think that she will help in this regard some, right? But I still think that Austin's just going to eat in this one again, man. She's so versatile. She's so tough to defend. She can hurt you down low, but she's got a sweet touch with that jumper as well. So I don't think that Dallas has the front court right now to contend with Shakira Austin. I mean, man, Sony hurt this team right their last time out as well. She's been hot over the last week or so, man. Looking at her in her last five, she had that one poor shooting night against the Lynx. Of course, that was the night that we took her on her points, right? Took the over on her points prop, of course. But you take that game out of the picture, and she's averaged just under 20 points per game on 54% shooting from the field in her last five, minus that one that I talked about with the Lynx. Look, the Wings, though, man, they are hot and they are playing good ball. We can't deny that. But after such a big win over a good team like the Dream, and this following up that with a matchup with the Fever, it becomes an even bigger matchup if Caitlin Clark it does end up suiting up for that one, and we get our first taste of her versus Paige Beckers. I don't think that Clark's gonna. I don't think she's gonna suit up in this one, but it is worth noting. Still, you never know, right? Regardless, man, I think this is a lot for the Wings. This one, this game here on Saturday night is going to be a back-to-back now after this match with the Fever. So I got to worry about a letdown with this Wings team here. The revenge piece and them being at home for this rematch, it does make me a little bit hesitant to jump right on over to that Washington side. But these Mystics have thrived against teams with losing records this season. They're sitting at 5-1, both straight up and against the spread when facing teams below 500. As a favorite this season, the Mystics have won outright 4 out of 5 times, with the one loss that they had in that 5 game span coming by just 2 points. So I'm leaning Washington, man, but I think I'm going to wait it out a little bit and see how that line moves. See if we can get a better number on this one even. We're sitting at 2.5 currently on the spread, and then the money line sits at minus 140, but I am seeing some money come in on that wing side. So I'm going to wait this out and try to hit it at the best price that I can get the Mystics for on this one. I'm probably look at that money line. When these points get low like that, I've talked about it before. I'd rather just not sweat it out, right? Say they win by 1 or 2 points, and then we don't cash. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just hit that money line if it's possible and it's not super juiced. For the total, 5 straight head-to-head meetings between these two have hit to the over, with the Mystics hitting over in 3 of their last 4, the Wings in 2 of their last 3. The thing is that these two, they've looked pretty good defensively as of late, man. The Mystics are sitting at 6 for defensive rating in their last 5. The Wings are up to 3rd for defensive rating in their last 5. That's pretty wild and feels just crazy to say. I had to double check that multiple times. It just kept hitting the filter on the site. Like, is this accurate? 3rd. Okay, 3rd. So, yeah, but both are giving up under 80 points per game in that span as well. The Wings have hit under this mark at a 57% rate at home this year, while the Mystics have landed under this number at a 63% rate on the road. So I would lean under looking at this game. There's no props available yet. I bet that they'll probably become available as the games wrap up tonight. So I'll look over those later on tonight. I'll throw any of those that I find that I like up on the Guy Boston Sports website, along with any other plays from this game. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the content today. Hope you found it helpful and useful. And if you did, please do not forget to smash that like button on your way out and hit subscribe if you have not already. That's going to do it, man. Hope you guys all have a great night. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you back for the next one.